Hello everyone, welcome back to our Microsoft Dynamics 365 learning series. I hope you are all doing well. In today's video, we are going to discuss one of the most common questions asked by Dynamics 365 beginners and even experienced developers, business rule versus JavaScript. Many developers get confused about when to use business rules and when JavaScript is the right choice. In this session, we will compare both approaches, understand their features, look at the real-time scenarios, and by the end of this video you will know exactly which one to use for the given requirement. So let's get started. Before we begin, let's quickly go through today's agenda. First, we will understand what business rules are and their purpose. Then we will discuss the JavaScript and how it is used in Dynamics 365. After that, we will compare business rules and JavaScript side by side. Next, we will look at some real-time business scenarios and identify which approach is best suited for each one. Let's begin with business rules. A business rule is a no-code feature available in Microsoft Dynamics 365. It allows us to implement simple business logics. With using business rules, we can make fields mandatory, we can show or hide fields, enable or disable fields, we can set default values, and we can display validation messages. Whenever your requirement is simple and can be achieved without coding, business rules should be your first choice. Now let's talk about JavaScript. JavaScript is used to customize the behavior of the forms in Dynamics 365. Unlike business rules, JavaScript requires coding and provides much more flexibility. It can execute on events like onload, onChange, and onSave. JavaScript allows us to retrieve the data from other tables, perform calculations, filter lookup fields, and call the Dynamics 365 Web API. So whenever the requirement involves complex logic or interaction with other records, JavaScript becomes the preferred choice. Now let's compare business rules versus JavaScript. Business rules do not require coding, whereas JavaScript requires programming knowledge. Business rules are easy to create and maintain. JavaScript, on the other hand, offers much more flexibility and can handle advanced business requirements. Business rules cannot retrieve data from another table or call the web API, whereas the JavaScript can. So neither option is better than the other. The correct choice always depends on the business requirement. Let's look at our first real-time scenario. Suppose the business requirement says that whenever the customer type is set to corporate, the GST number should become mandatory. Which approach should we use? The answer is business rule, because this is a simple validation that doesn't require any coding or data retrieval. Using a business rule keeps the solution simple. Now let's consider a scenario 2. When a user selects a customer, the system should automatically populate the phone number and the email address. Can business rule do this? The answer is no. This requires retrieving the data from another table, which is not supported by business rules. Here the JavaScript is the correct choice because it can retrieve the data using the Dynamics Web API and populates the fields automatically. Here are some best practices to keep in mind. Always use business rules whenever the requirement is simple and can be achieved without coding. Use JavaScript only when business rules cannot fulfill the requirement. Avoid unnecessary JavaScript because more code means more maintenance. Keep your JavaScript functions modular and reusable. Finally, never duplicate the same business logic in multiple places as it can lead to inconsistent behavior and increased maintenance. Now let's move on to the practical demonstration. First, I'll create a business rule that makes the GST number feel mandatory whenever the customer type is corporate. Next, I'll demonstrate the JavaScript by selecting an account and automatically populating the phone number, email, and the billing address.
Let's implement the requirement using a business rule. First, log in to the Power Platform Admin Center using your credential and switch to your target environment. Our requirement is in the customer information entity. When the customer type is selected as corporate, the GST number should become mandatory. To implement this requirement, navigate to the advanced settings. Open the solution. Open the required solution. Next, in the entities, under the customer information entity, select the business rules. Implement a new business rule. In the condition, select the field customer type equals to corporate. Apply. And in the add actions, we have to implement add set business required. In the true branch, set GST number as business required. In the false branch, set the GST number as not business required. So if the customer types equal to corporate, set GST number as business required. In the else case, GST number as not business required. So save this business rule. Activate. And then next do the entity level publish. Now return to the user interface. Do the force refresh. Customer information entity. When you select the customer type as corporate, the GST number is showing as business required. If we select any other option, it is showing not mandatory. So that we have implemented our business rule successfully.
Now let's implement our second requirement. The requirement is simple. Whenever the user selects the customer from the lookup, the JavaScript should retrieve the corresponding phone number and email address from the customer information table and automatically populate those values in the Power Bill entity. So in order to implement this requirement, we have to write the JavaScript code. I have implemented the code here. First, the populate contact information function is triggered whenever the customer lookup field changes. Using the execution form context, I get the current form context and read the selected customer from the lookup field. Next, I retrieve the customer's GUID and use the XRM web API.retrieve record method to fetch the customer phone number and the email. Once the data is retrieved successfully, I populate the phone number and the email fields on the current form using the set value syntax. Next, we have to upload this as the web resource in the solution properties page. Click on the new web resource. Give it a name, customer info. Next, in the type, select script. In the text editor, copy this code and paste here. Next, click on save, publish. After publishing, go to the Power Bill entity, open the forms. In the main form, under the form properties, form library, add the library, search with the name. We have to search with the name which we used to save the web resource. Customer info, click on add, then OK. And next, select the customer, click on change properties and add the event on change of the customer. Function name, populate contact information which we have used in the code. Next, pass execution context as first parameter. OK. Save. Then publish. Once the publishing is done, do the entity level publish.
After that, go back to the user interface, do the hard refresh. Now, when we select the customer in the Power Bill entity, I think it has not reflected. We'll do the force refresh one more time. Whenever we select the customer email and customer phone number are getting auto-populate. So that we have done our requirement using the JavaScript successfully.
Let's summarize today's session. Business rules are best suited for simple validations such as making fields mandatory, showing or hiding fields, or showing the validation messages. JavaScript is a better choice when the requirement involves retrieving the data, performing calculations, filtering lookups, and calling the web API. As a best practice, always choose the simplest solution that satisfies the business requirement. Thank you for watching. For more Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM, Power Apps, interview preparation, and real time project content, visit our website and subscribe to the Ashok Dynamics Technologies YouTube channel. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated whenever we upload a new video. Thank you and see you in the next video.